Hello everyone.
Hello, everyone.
This is an evening with Guy and Pryor. I am Guy.
I am Pryor,
Yeah. Um, Still your favourite
host.
evening hosts. Nothing's changed.
No.
Now it's Guy and Pryor.
Okay, let's go.
Alright. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll talk about some things and then we'll do a Force Awakens review at the end of this.
Yeah.
How does that sound for a slice of
Fun.
fun. Anyway, come on, get it going. I'm still a bit rusty. You gotta get the
Bear with us.
Anyway, so okay, Oscar nominations. Just read through them.
Fuck.
Yeah. Right. Now I just want to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio and how everyone thinks he's such a great actor, which he isn't. In this new movie, The Revenant.
I think the word I'd use to describe his acting is painful.
Yeah. No, Mike Stoklasa has summed it up perfectly.
And boring.
I don't know, he's okay sometimes, but most of the time he looks like, the perfect way to describe it is he looks like a kid doing a drama performance.
Yeah, that's it. He's really trying very hard. It's like he's kind of,
hard.
basically his entire performances are just him sitting there going,
Yeah, and he screams a lot.
yeah, just too much.
His voice is always
He
breaking.
seems desperate.
Yeah, he's very desperate.
Does he actually know how to act?
I don't know.
Has anyone ever told him?
I don't know. He works. The thing is that lots of really good directors want him.
I don't get that one.
I think it might be.
I wouldn't want him.
It might be that Martin Scorsese specifically is just mates with him. Like they just enjoy each other's company and get along.
I think Martin Scorsese just likes him because he has an Italian name.
Likes to work with him. And he might have a certain look that Martin Scorsese wants. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the way he looks. Why is he considered so beautiful?
Well, I think
he's very not.
Well, when he was in Titanic, he was quite beautiful, but he changed.
But if you look at Ben Affleck when he's younger.
Oh God, Ben Affleck hasn't. Yeah, I'm sure Ben Affleck when he's younger.
Ben Affleck is like comic book beautiful.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah. When you look at him, look, I'll Google him so you can see him. Okay.
But it's weird. Like beauty is, it's quite subjective. Like he's quite attractive.
Look at him there.
Yeah, it's in a very butch way, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's like, look at his chin.
Yeah.
It's not. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
No, but yeah. So anyway, everyone. This is the thing that people get all excited about with Leonardo DiCaprio is that like. He eats a raw bison liver and he sleeps inside a dead horse and all this stuff or whatever and he gets raped by a bear and all.
Does he get raped by a bear?
No, but that kind of to that degree of just like, well, look at what he's done for the role and everything. Like, look at all the physical. That's not what makes a great performance. That's just jackass stuff.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Bear Grylls does stuff like that on a regular basis.
Yeah, has Harrison Ford ever won an Oscar?
I don't,
like Han Solo or something?
I don't think so. I don't know.
He didn't even get an Oscar nod.
I'm sure that like some of the performances in Star Wars were better than like some of the performances that were not nominated up there.
Yeah, was anyone nominated for Star Wars?
Nope. Like I thought that even though Rey was like, which we will get to, I thought that Daisy Ridley had a great performance.
She was good.
She was
good actor.
As good a performance as
it's
I've seen
hard.
nominated.
It's hard to go up against, right? When you're, and I'm not going to take into account Leia and Han, but it's hard as a young actor when all your peers in the film are Donald Gleason, Oscar Isaac, Adam Driver, which we've seen from this movie. I didn't see him in anything else.
I hadn't seen him, but
and
he is
Finn. And I know that Finn, John Boyega was apparently really good in Attack the Block. I don't know, but I mean, you only need to see Adam Driver and John Boyega in this movie, and you're like, oh shit, they have like so much energy or so much,
They have something.
Yeah, just like instant movie style.
Yeah. But
anyway.
she gives a more restrained, traditional kind of performance, and it works, and it's great.
Yeah, we'll save this all.
Yeah, we'll save this.
Anyway, so something else I wanted to say, and I was just saying to you about this. So, back to Leonardo DiCaprio. I just think that he's a bit overrated.
Yeah, that's basically all you can say. He's overrated.
Yeah.
He's blown up. I think he's probably gotten more famous than his abilities can handle.
You can kind of just see it in, like, The Wolf of Wall Street when you have him and Matthew McConaughey in that dialogue scene, and Matthew McConaughey just completely steals the show.
Yeah. Well, as he would, because he's a great actor.
I mean, maybe that was just because of the script in that scene, like, they wanted that character to steal the show, but, like, it's just something about his on-screen presence is just not as convincing.
Yeah, his on-screen presence isn't convincing.
I feel like he'd be a good director.
I don't know what he'd be good for.
Because I feel like he's probably quite smart.
Probably.
And
maybe.
Probably knows what he should do, but he's... Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen him, like, I mean... Anyway, well, let's yeah, the Oscar nods were very disappointing, as always, though. Like, they just, there's, like, this big inflated world where everyone's just, like, stuck a syringe of, like, saline solution into their heads, and they just wander around feeling really puffed up and slightly constipated. Like, that bubble of, like, the upper echelon of super famous directors, movies, and actors, and they're the ones that get nominated. Yeah. They should be called the awards for the ultra famous.
They should be called the awards for white people.
Yeah, the awards for Hollywood.
Like, you can't win if you're a foreign film. You can only win the best foreign.
Okay, yeah. So The Hunt.
That's ridiculous to me.
Is one of the best films I've ever seen. Mads Mikkelsen gives one of the best performances I have ever seen in my life in that movie. It's so heartbreaking, and like no Oscar nominations for Mads. Nothing. I mean, he won the Cannes Film Festival Award, which is good, but like, why can't foreign films get nominated? It's just because those fucking people don't want to sit around watching subtitled films. They're just like, oh yeah, we can't be bothered watching subtitle films, you know.
yeah, no, it's awful. It's fucking stupid, and like, and that brings up the question of like, well, how did Return of the King win Best Picture? It's a foreign film.
Yeah, how did it?
It's technically not a foreign film because Americans own because it's New Line Cinema.
Well, I think also they consider foreign films to be
just subtitle films that are hard to read.
Yeah. But I mean, it is harder for somebody who isn't American to win. Like, the American stuff is the stuff that gets nominated.
Yeah. Anyway, so Avatar is coming out with a whole bunch of sequels in like 2018, I think. I think it's starting then to going into like it's like Force.
China, just stay out of it this time.
Like China.
China, are you listening?
To everyone listening, China is ruining movies.
Yeah, China, stop it.
Single-handedly. Okay, so The Force Awakens has just completely blown box office records out of the water.
Over here.
And everywhere but China, which is the second biggest market after America. The biggest grossing film this year in China has made by Americans or whatever is Fast and Furious 7.
Fast and Furious 7.
Fast and fucking Furious 7.
That was Fast and Furious 7.
Yeah. And then the other
7.
biggest one, then I think the second biggest one, now wait for this, Transformers 4. Stop ruining movies!
China, why?
And, I mean, look at Avatar, right? It was huge over there, and it was so big, and it's just, no one talks about Avatar anymore. No one cares.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's a blue piece of
candy.
Okay,
here's a challenge. Here's a challenge for the listeners, okay? The listeners. Hopefully some people tune in.
Hopefully you're listening.
Well, actually, I've got a plan for this. I'm going to draw people in by making a little thumbnail for the video that looks professional.
Oh, great.
Right, yeah,
That's
so
a
we'll
good
get a
plan.
logo. We'll get a logo for an evening with guys there. We'll put a little thing in the corner, and then we'll put lots of pictures of the content that we're talking about in the episode.
Yeah.
And then it will look all flashy and professional. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Ray William Johnson equals 3 was one of the first people to realise that was a draw that you could get people to click on.
It's not businessman. And we also know Christine will be listening. So,
oh yeah.
Hi Christine.
Hi Christine.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, no, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what?
China. Avatar. No one talks about Avatar.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about. Okay, so here's the challenge, right? Without googling it, write in and tell us, or just comment on the video. What was the name of the main character in Avatar? First and last name. Okay, I'll be amazed if anyone can tell me.
And everyone will be able to name the lead 4 of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah,
easy.
I mean, let's just say it. Luke Skywalker is the most iconic, like, protagonist name ever. Apart from Harry Potter. Yeah. Like, it is.
If you're called Luke, the only reason Harry Potter always have Luke jokes made about you.
The only reason Harry Potter is bigger is because it was the name of the whole book. But, like, Luke Skywalker is so famous. Yeah. And Darth Vader is just... yeah, like... What is that? Why?
Like, who the hell? I don't even... Yeah, I do not know what the main character's name was. And I don't know...
Yeah, and then also, if you can do that, then also tell me what the name of the blue lady in the movie was.
Yeah. Can you tell us the names of any characters? Because I can't.
But that movie made $2.7 billion.
Are you proud? What's his name?
James Cameron.
Are you proud, James Cameron?
It's not his fault, Pryor.
It is his fault!
No, it's China's fault.
No, but he made the piece of shit.
Yeah, he did. Anyway, it's not actually as bad as I remembered. I watched it again the other day, and it's more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be.
But it's still not, like, meaningful in any way.
It's incredibly cringy in some parts, like when they're doing all the tribal dancing shit. And it's a huge contradiction when it's all preachy about treating the environment right, and then at the end, he clearly just... he's like, James Cameron's just behind the camera, just, you know...
Yeah, just like, masturbating.
He's just masturbating to all the explosions, you know... But the saddest thing about all that is that Peter Jackson actually helped out with all the CGI. Like, Peter Jackson was like one of the biggest creative inputs in that film after James Cameron, because he knows, because he's kind of like a technology pioneer with the Weta and everything. So he was helping out a lot with all the post-production stuff, and I can just imagine good old Peter like, "Yo, I'll help out, James. I'll do everything, yeah." And he's just like, he's just, you know, nice guy Peter, good guy Peter, and then just being taken advantage of by smarmy, two-faced, you know, psychotic James Cameron.
You fuck it.
Anyway,
leave Peter alone.
Oh yeah, another thing that I want to talk about was, I just wanted to say, because I don't want to make a status about it. I think my status days are over. Because, I don't know, whenever I read back on all my old statuses, like, what I'm saying I still agree with, but the way it sounds makes me sound like this really annoying person.
Yeah, the
I don't like it. Yeah. I never quite realise when I'm writing it how bad they sound. But they do sound bad. Anyway, they just, not what I'm saying. I stand by what I'm saying. But, what I wanted to say in this episode was, if anyone ever says to you, and it'll generally be guys saying this, but girls I know for a fact have said this, to some of my friends. If anyone ever says, now this might be a bit heartbreaking for some of you, but if anyone ever says to you, I like you, you're really cool, but I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Do you want to be friends with benefits? The translation of that is, you're literally the most boring person I've ever met. I hate you. But in the time that it takes me to find someone else that I actually do like, I'd quite like to get laid. Okay? That's my first official quote of 2016 that everyone can quote me on. And another quote was... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that one. People won't understand why that was funny. Anyway, so now let's just get into the Force Awakens.
Yeah, the Force Awakens. Alright.
What did you think?
Go, wow.
Quick, snappy.
Okay, so I did...
We've seen it 3 times each.
I did love it. Like, I did love it. There was so much about it that was entertaining and wonderful and enjoyable, and, like, the characters were great.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say I love it.
Yeah, I loved it. I would watch it again.
Oh, well, hang on. We'll put a warner spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah. Obviously spoilers.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I enjoyed it every time I watched it. I, welled up. It was an emotional roller coaster. It was everything. It wasn't everything I wanted it to be, but it was more than I expected, and it was just great. But there was like big problems, and the problems cannot be forgiven. They did hold it back from being a really great movie.
Yeah. Okay. What were some of those problems? We'll start with the CGI.
So the CGI, every time there was a character that was made out of CGI, it was a big problem. It was a really big problem. Like, Snoke was my first major problem with the movie.
Why didn't they just put Andy Serkis in makeup?
Yeah. Why didn't they just have Emma Thompson be Snoke?
Yeah, well, because apparently J.J. Abrams, to the audience now, apparently J.J. Abrams was originally planning to have Snoke a female, which would have been so much cooler.
Yeah.
But I think this is what I think is that Snoke shouldn't have even been a character in the film.
I think that should.
I think that Kylo Ren should have been his own unit, his own man.
So what?
Alongside Donald Gleason, and then that way, when those two rise up in the next film, Donald Gleason will have become sort of like an emperor type.
Yeah, because
not a Force user.
Donald Gleason has got that more like sociopathic kind of like just kind of
Hitlerish.
Evil. But because like the thing is like there are these emperor characters like Voldemort, and they are evil and sociopathic, and then you've got the Darth Vader. Well, not the Darth Vader, but like the Kylo Ren, Loki type villains who will never become those emperor types because they're damaged. They're not evil in the same way. Anyway.
I think that. So anyway.
But anyway, yeah. So the point of not having an emperor type, not having Snoke, would be to like make the bad guys just these young guys who are like deciding to become the new bad guys, like rising up as the bad guys, and that just makes their characters so much better because that's what their characters are anyway. Yeah, well, and so just Snoke is irrelevant.
The presence of Snoke is a problem because it's kind of like, well, where were you all this time?
Yeah, well, that's the biggest problem with Snoke.
And I don't, and like. Yeah,
don't believe it.
Maybe, and this is gonna get into nerd territory, but maybe he is Darth Plagueis, but like, who gives a fuck? Yeah. No one knows who Darth Plagueis is apart from prequel loving shitheads.
Even if he is Darth Plagueis, like, where the fuck have you been? Like, the Emperor was the big bad guy of the galaxy, right?
And also,
there can't be another one.
His name is Darth Plagueis. For fuck's sake, like, please, just leave him as Snoke.
But, like, it's so much cooler not to have him, and just to have, like, Kylo Ren and Hux, like, wandering around, trying to be these big bad guys, but they're actually these young guys that don't actually know that much, and they make all these mistakes, and it makes their characters more vulnerable, but also scarier, because they're probably going to be more desperate as well. So, and that's kind of what their characters are doing anyway, so why not just keep it at that and up the tension?
Okay, I hated Maz Kanata. I didn't hate Snoke. I just had a problem with him because he looked terrible.
I think that from a storyline point of view, he weakens everything.
It just kind of weakens everything, and he's just too much of a retread. And
yeah.
But I mean, a lot of this movie is too much of a retread. Like the Starkiller base is just retarded. Yeah. Like, don't do that, please. Yeah. Why did you do that?
But they literally say in the movie like, "Oh, it's just a big
and they thought that would somehow make it okay."
And it's like, no.
No, but Maz Kanata was a fucking idiot.
The whole section with Maz Kanata and the lightsaber and like, Rey, this is your destiny. That was problematic. Yeah. Like, okay. You didn't need it.
Yeah, she looked stupid. She looked like a peach. Yeah. And she sounded. The thing is that Yoda, when you hear Yoda talk, you can clearly tell that's like an old person voicing him. But when you heard Maz Kanata, you could tell that it was this little phony actress.
Yoda's voice sounds like an alien. Like, Yoda's voice doesn't sound like a human. He's like, you are. I'm going to stick the verb at the end. Because,
Yoda is just delightful.
He's wonderful.
And if anyone has a problem with him being a Muppet, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
At least he looked like he actually existed in the frame.
Maz was very annoying. Her voice was like all just stupid. Her mouth was weird. She shouldn't have been CGI. She was just really annoying.
Anyway, so let's get into the main part of it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So here's the biggest problem with the entire film, aside from all that other stuff. I think we kind of cleared all the other stuff away, and everyone's already mentioned it before.
Yeah.
This is what no one is talking about. This is where
the problem of the movie is.
Yeah. Okay. This is the problem. Rey. Bad character. There's no other word for it. Yeah. Bad character.
Okay, so Rey
bad protagonist.
Is not relevant to the plot
at all. See, I made this prediction before the movie. Now you can vouch me. I did make this prediction, right?
And remember, we've already like praised the actor, and like we think that like
it's not a problem with the casting.
It's not a problem with the casting, and also like the character had some likable qualities on the surface.
And I'm all for a female.
Oh yeah, that's what the thing is. Like, we want a female protagonist. We want more females in the film. Yeah. Like, we don't just want one. We want an even balance.
We're all for a female, but this is the problem with the movie, right? So I predicted before the movie came out that somehow or another,
despite the fact that she's the main character,
because as soon as I found out that they were doing a female main character and J.J. Abrams was behind it, I had very little hopes for it.
Yeah.
Just based on his track record with female characters, right? Amazingly, he actually did everything that he's done wrong right this time, but then he created a whole bunch of other problems. Like, if you look at fucking Zoe Saldana...
Oh my god. Let's just not bring her up.
And like, Star Trek, she's just the worst.
Yeah, let's just leave her.
Fuck! Anyway, so he created a whole bunch of new problems here, because, one, this is the problem with Rey, right? She doesn't affect... She's there the whole way through, but somehow or another, in a weird way, she doesn't affect the plot. At all.
No.
Like, she kind of does.
Like,
she kind of does, because she's... The thing is that, what does Rey want? Like, she wants to find her parents, but that's not good enough as a motivation.
Yeah.
Luke, in the first movie, he wants to lead the farm, but after his foster parents, I guess, are killed...
he wants to basically
defeat the Empire, and he wants to go with Obi-Wan. He wants to help.
And that's established.
He wants to fight the Empire.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go with you and fight the Empire.
He even says that.
Yeah.
Like, and he's a whiny little asshole. He's a whiny little, and that makes him relatable.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually,
like, immediately,
it helps.
He starts off with, like, he's living with his aunt and uncle way out in the Wops. He wants to go out and live with his friends in the city, do something exciting. Yeah. That is immediately relatable. Everybody can relate to that.
Everybody can relate to that. And you
understand who he is.
The quote when she says, "Where are you going?" And then he's like, "Looks like I'm going nowhere," and then walks off, and it's like wonderful.
Yeah,
and wonderful. He looks at the two sons next to each other, and it's like, Yeah.
Like, immediately, we cannot relate to Rey in any way, because she's been living alone on a desert planet since she was, like, 10? And she's been, like, fending for herself. She would be, like, a machine. She would be, like... We do not know how she's, like... How the hell has she coped with that? We don't understand anything about it. We cannot relate to her in any way.
You've shrouded the main character in all the mystery in the film. Yeah. Because you've established that everybody in these new films is somebody's kid, right?
Yeah.
You've established that by not telling us who her parents are, and by the fact that Kylo Ren is Han Solo's kid, right?
But that's not like a big reveal in the movie.
No.
But
I guess it doesn't spoil it. It was obvious.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it looks like she's probably Luke's kid.
Probably.
Because she was a good pilot in the film, and she didn't know that she could do that, and that's a classic Skywalker trait, and she
doesn't feel like a Skywalker, though.
No, she doesn't. No. She feels more like an Obi-Wan.
Yeah, she feels... I don't know what she feels like.
That's a theory, that she's a descendant of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, anyway, it doesn't really matter who she's a descendant from. That's not the problem with her.
But we shouldn't even care about all that.
Yeah, like, we don't know where she comes from, and we don't know what she wants.
I don't know what she wants.
It feels like she doesn't come from anywhere, and it feels like she doesn't want anything.
That's the first problem.
She's just like an object.
The second problem... So that's kind of what makes her unrelatable. The second problem is that... Yeah, like, if I was to describe... A really good test to see how well drawn and how good a character is to just... watch the film, and then have someone say to you, and this is what Mike Stoklasser did with his Phantom Menace review, and it was brilliant, where you just say to someone, describe to me the character traits, and just describe to me the character from this film without telling me what they look like or what their role in the film was, right? And when you do that with Han Solo, everyone can do it off the bat. It's not hard. When you do that with Qui-Gon Jinn, no one can give you anything. Yeah. Because he doesn't have a character. Yeah. Obi-Wan in those prequels didn't have a character either. No one had a character apart from Anakin, who was a whiny bitch, right? But he was whiny in the wrong way. Kylo Ren, on the other hand, is like the improved Anakin 2.0.
Perfect whininess.
Kylo Ren is like Luke as a bad guy.
Yeah. Like,
I think Kylo Ren's the most well-drawn character in the film.
Yeah, well, I think so. He was the one I related to. I felt like I was following his arc.
Yeah,
I felt like he was leading me through
Kylo Ren I think Finn is the perfect protagonist
and also
in this
you've got Finn and Kylo Ren are perfect for each other as like protagonist and villain because they're so different. They're like completely opposing.
So this is what we came up with as a theory as to how to fix.
Yeah, but hold on. Also, the biggest problem with Rey is that she can do everything.
Oh yeah,
you know?
No, that's
and it's
huge.
Like,
sorry, I forgot to say that.
Yeah, so that's really the biggest problem because like that ruins everything in the film.
If you want to have that more properly explained, just watch Max Landis's rant about it. Yeah, because she
just comes along. She's like, I can do everything. And you're like, are you going to struggle? No. Are you going to have a character arc? No. Yeah. Are you going to like, No. No, I can do everything.
And then the problem is she's also a coward. She proves herself to be a coward multiple times in the film.
Isn't coward this good? though?
No.
Wait, when is she a coward?
Bravery is good, but failing to be brave,
I like cowardly
Finn
characters.
is super brave, but he fails all the time at everything.
Yeah.
And it makes him completely relatable, and you really like him.
When is she a coward?
So many times in the film. She's a coward when Han Solo offers to give her a job, and she says, no, I'm going to go back to Jakku.
No, that's not cowardness. Okay,
well then
that's her weird complex about her parents. That's that panicky feeling where she's like, I've got to get back to the
So then what was
planet.
this, right? The First Order shows up. Okay, first of all, Maz Kanata, she finds a lightsaber, right? Clearly has some kind of affinity with it.
What the fuck was up with the lightsaber?
Oh, yeah, I know, it's stupid. But anyway, she finds the lightsaber. Maz Kanata says, take this lightsaber. She says, no, I'm not having any part of this.
I didn't really have
That's cowardly
I didn't really have a problem with that. Like,
and then second of all, straight after that, the First Order shows up. Han Solo, right, is at the cafe. For all she knows, Finn might still be on that place.
She does try to get back.
And then she literally runs in another direction.
But when she realizes that the First Order are coming, she turns back.
No?
Yeah, no, she runs away before she realizes that they're coming. She runs off. She's like having an emotional crisis because she doesn't want to face up to her past. And then she runs away into the forest. And then when she realizes something's happening back there, she doesn't know what's happening. She hears something.
She's running away.
She turns around and she like starts to run back.
She's running from Kylo for ages.
Oh, well, once she realizes that Kylo's following her, then she starts running away from him. Obviously.
Yeah, she just runs.
Yeah, no, but you need to run away from the big bad guy that's chasing you. She starts moving back towards the cantina when she realizes that there's something going on there. She doesn't get very far because Ren suddenly appears immediately. That's like actually what happens.
That to me seems pretty cowardly, just to run from him.
What?
I don't think that Harry would have done that with Voldemort.
Oh, okay, this is getting silly.
What? Come on. Why would you run?
She's weak and defenseless.
So?
He's a big bad guy. He could kill her.
Yeah, but she's the protagonist of the film.
Well, is she?
She would have... What did Finn do? He took the lightsaber...
No, but this is the problem. She's like... She doesn't act like a real protagonist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why are you defending her?
No, I'm just saying that, like, cowardice is not a bad trait to have in a protagonist.
Yes, it is.
It's a very interesting trait.
No, it's not.
No, it's very interesting to have a cowardly character. A character who's afraid, and then they conquer their fear by the end by actually facing up to their fear. Luke is afraid. He doesn't want to, like... That's why he doesn't... That's what happens in Empire Strikes Back with him and Yoda. He doesn't want to face his fears. Like, that's why he goes into the grotto armed. Because he's afraid.
No.
Yeah.
That's not... No... Yoda's afraid for Luke, and then Luke goes, no, fuck you, Yoda, I'm gonna go fight Vader.
Yoda's not...
He's not afraid of Vader. Vader's clearly gonna fuck him up.
He doesn't know Vader's gonna be in that place.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know
that. No,
that.
not in the little swamp part.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The reason he goes into the little swamp thing with the weapons is because he's still got a lot of anger and aggression. That's the point of that scene. And then he brings it in with him, and that's why Vader's there.
He is
afraid.
Because it's fear.
Because the swamp shows...
What's wrong with fear? What's wrong with having a character that's afraid?
No, there's nothing wrong with having a character that's afraid, but there's definitely something wrong with a character that just runs away from the protagonist, from the antagonist. That's the number one thing that the protagonist shouldn't do, is run away.
No, I agree. But I just don't think that, like, that's necessarily what she was doing in that situation. But anyway...
I feel like the first thing that she should have done is just, like, stand her ground and just show them, and then... Because she ends up doing that after he eventually corners her, and there's nothing else she can do.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Moving on.
Pryor later agreed with Guy following the recording of this episode and admitted that he was actually upset by Guy's original proposition, but agreed that it was the truth. Signing off, Guy and Pryor's editor.
But anyway, Finn is the perfect protagonist.
Yeah, and it's so annoying. Like, JJ would have known that Rey's his protagonist, but still he treats Finn like the protagonist. Like, you are introduced to the story through Finn.
Yeah.
Which is what the protagonist should be doing. The protagonist should introduce you to every aspect of the story. Finn introduces us to the story. So immediately we bond with Finn as our protagonist. So why doesn't Finn be our protagonist?
Finn...
They clearly want Finn
the
to be
opening scene sets up an enmity between Kylo Ren and Finn, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is my theory, is that Finn should have somehow, at the beginning of the film, maybe when he's escaping with, what's-his-face? Poe, somehow gotten the lightsaber. If you're gonna include Luke's old lightsaber or Anakin's old lightsaber in the film, right? This is how you should have done it. Kylo Ren should have already had it.
Yeah, he should have gone like searching
he's
for
clearly
it.
He's clearly a Vader fanboy already. He's got his ashes and his mask, which might even have his old skull in it, for you know, and. Of course he's going to go and find his lightsaber somehow. If he's found that already.
And he should have had it. And Ren and Finn should have somehow gotten it.
Finn should have somehow caught it, right?
Yeah. Without sort of fully realising the damage he's caused.
Finn could be a girl, right?
Finn should be a girl.
Finn should be a girl. A girl stormtrooper.
And also, like, imagine, like...
renounces the First Order.
Yeah.
And then imagine the whole movie, right? The partnership between Rey and Finn. But imagine that Rey and Poe Dameron. Sorry, Finn and Poe Dameron.
Yeah, like, Poe Dameron can stick around.
Because you know how in the movie Rey's like, oh, I'm a good pilot suddenly. That wasn't set up. Now I can do all these amazing things.
Poe was already a good
Poe was
pilot.
already an amazing pilot.
He was the best pilot. Fighter pilot.
Fighter.
Fighter.
Oh, mais neutral. But he was already an amazing pilot, and he could fly these TIE fighters and everything.
Yeah.
And like that's his character, right?
Yeah.
He could have done that awesome thing, flipping the.
It would have been amazing. So like, just delete.
So pair them
Rey.
up, right?
Yeah. So like, hold on. We just delete every problem that the film that we've already discussed. Delete Rey, Maz Kanata, and Snoke.
Yeah.
And like, have the lightsaber be the tension between Finn and Ren.
Most importantly, have Finn lose at the end to Kylo Ren.
That's like
the most important thing.
Every time I watched the movie, I got more angry when Rey defeats Ren. I was just like, this is so fucked.
Well, the thing is that like Kylo Ren, people say that he's weak, right? Say that he's really not powerful,
fools.
Right? The point of Kylo Ren is that he's not in control.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly super powerful.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen people read other people's minds with the Force before. We haven't seen people stop blasters in midair with the Force.
He stops a massive blaster in
right?
midair. And when he gets shot with a blaster...
when he's been shot by Chewie's massive, like nuke blaster in the stomach,
blaster
he can still throw Rey 6 meters in the air against the tree.
And, like, that blaster was blowing shit up, and it just, like, hurts him a bit.
Luke struggles to pull a lightsaber out of the snow, right? Kylo Ren was stopping blasters.
Yeah, and also, like, just because he couldn't...
He wasn't even a fully trained Jedi, or Sith, or Ren, or whatever the hell you fucking call it, and he could still make his own lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. It was a bit funny, but, you know, that's okay.
It still worked.
It looked good. It was idiosyncratic. I liked the fact that his lightsaber was a bit funny as well. That was great.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's super powerful, but he's not in control, and that's his weakness.
Yeah, that's his weakness, is that he's a bit sporadic.
And also, he's extremely, like, he's got a gob
complex. But he clearly is incredibly powerful.
Yeah. And all the weaknesses about him are the weaknesses that come with going to the dark side rather than being a Jedi.
I think the reason why people think that he's not powerful is just because Rey beat him at the end.
And which people don't realise that Rey is not...
I think that's the problem with the script, not the... Because logically, if she could beat him like that, she must be, like, the god of the Force.
Yeah. Like, and
based on what he can do, and if then she can beat him, she must be, like, literally Force Jesus.
Yeah, Force Jesus.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they're going that route, because Force Jesus isn't very interesting.
Because otherwise she just fluked it, and in the next movie she should lose.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's what they'll do.
Because they ended Empire on a dark note, so maybe they'll do that. Oh, and by the way, to everyone that's like, no, they'll be smart and they won't just remake Empire for the next movie, right? And to J.J. Abrams saying all that shit about they're not going to retread Empire like they retread A New Hope, right? Yeah.
He's already said that.
They're lying.
Yeah.
They will. Lando Calrissian will come back. He'll be in the film.
I don't think Lando will come
They've already set it up perfectly to mirror it, right? So Poe Dameron and Finn are going to be reunited like Leia and Han were, right? It's going to start off on a snow planet, right? Okay, they're going to be fighting as like generals with the Resistance, okay?
Rey's going to be off training with Luke.
Kylo's going to be off training with Snoke, right? Rey's thing...
See, that's why it would be great if you didn't have Snoke, because Rey's off training with Luke, but Kylo doesn't have anyone to train with. He's just got, he's all angry and he doesn't have anyone to help him.
To train with. Right. That's cool. Yeah.
It makes him more vulnerable and isolated, and therefore the audience will immediately associate with him more.
Someone's gonna lose an arm.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not. That's maybe too far. They might be like, well, we can retread everything but the arm. You know?
Everything but the arm.
Yeah. Anyway, my favourite character initially was Finn, but now it's Kylo.
Yeah.
Just from this... The first time I watched it, I was a bit confused about Kylo. Because I came out of it going, was he really powerful or was he really weak? And then I thought about it after the third time, and I was like, oh, he's clearly fucking super powerful.
Yeah. One of my my biggest tearing up moments the first time I watched it was that scene where he's just like, you just hear his voice and he's just saying to Vader's skull, like, I feel the call to the light.
Yeah, I know.
I was just like welling up. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we should also address that his costume design was awesome.
Oh, so cool.
It was awesome.
So cool.
Yeah. What he was wearing just looked so awesome.
It really did.
We were talking about how it has like kind of a Middle Eastern look to it, and like kind of an Arabian kind of thing, and it's got like the big belt.
Yeah.
And he's even got the sword, kind of like one of those old Indian pirates or something like that. And it's just great.
Yeah. No, he's I mean, I love Finn. I think he's a great protagonist. He's a slightly unusual protagonist for me. I normally like the more Lukey ones, but Finn, I could get down with him. But yeah, Ren's my darling.
Well, Finn just had so much energy.
Yeah, he did.
And he was so funny.
Yeah, he was.
And he was such a, he just had such star power.
Yeah, you need your protagonist to be brave and clumsy. Like,
and I'm sure that you could. Of course, there's a female actor out there that could pull off just as great a performance.
Like,
as
exactly
so, like,
the same.
just do it with a female stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And also, people are going on at this
and
movie
have
about
have the exact same bromance between Girl Finn and Poe Dameron as well. Like, that would just be great.
What about a romance?
Well, no, that's the thing. They have a bromance, and then like it's this kind of romance. Like romantic sexual tension underneath it all.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think Finn and Poe actually got a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of serious. Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, Poe Dameron's great in the movie.
He is. Yeah. And like if you've just got Finn as your main character who's leading us through the entire story, leads us through, we stick with Finn, who's our protagonist, there's no Rey, there's no weird shit on like that. Poe can stick around and they can have that like it'll just be so much simpler, it'll be cleaner, it'll be so much better.
Also, another huge problem with it, and you got really annoyed at me when I said this, but now you agree about the Leia thing at the end not making any sense.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. But I feel like that would be cured if you got rid of Rey.
Yeah. Okay, so this is another problem with the film.
I actually totally agree with you.
Yeah, is that at the end, to me, it felt, and to you, it feels so fucking wrong that after they spend this whole movie, Leia literally spends the whole movie looking for Luke, and then once they find him, she just sends Rey off to find him by herself.
Yeah, it's just like Rey's doing way too much. Why is Rey suddenly this like unquestioned Jesus child?
Yeah, he's her brother.
Yeah.
And
Rey would have stayed with Finn, waiting for him to wake up, and Leia would have gone off to find Luke.
Yeah. Mum, we're calling you.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Mum.
Yeah?
Should Leia have gone to find Luke on his little planet at the end instead of just like being like, yeah, I've looked for him for ages, now you can go find him, Rey, I don't know who you are. And you can be the captain of the Millennium Falcon even though Chewie would clearly be the captain.
Racist.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Why isn't Chewie
First
the
of all,
captain?
Chewie doesn't get a medal in New Hope, now he doesn't get to be the captain. He's probably like 100 years old.
Yeah, he could be
Those
the
things
captain.
live for like 300 years. Mum?
Well, it could go either way, couldn't it?
Could it?
No.
Yeah, it could be. Because it could be that she was like the Leia of old and would go. Or it could be that she's now the general of this whole thing and she feels...
But the Leia of old did go looking for...
That's what I mean.
But I mean... But Leia in this movie spent the entire movie looking for Luke.
Yeah. And she even turned up at that place.
Yeah, she travels around.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah, well then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
You want it to make sense. I wanted it to make sense, but it doesn't.
Doesn't make any sense.
And like this is something Anwar said immediately as well.
Oh, is that why you also got kind of a bit mad at me when I said it?
Why? Because I was like, oh, now everyone's...
So, yeah, and you're like, it does work!
No, it's just because I made this argument when Anwar said it, so I just have it like I had to redo it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, no. Doesn't make
Sorry,
sense.
Anwar, if you listen to this, you're right. You know, you were right.
Yeah. It was a plot hole.
Yeah,
anyway,
plot hole. One of the many.
And also,
this is getting up towards 40 minutes long.
Yeah, that's fine. And also, I hated the fact that she just left Finn at the end. Hated that. hated it.
I totally know you guys. She should have stayed.
She should have stayed.
It would have made her more relatable again. Because she doesn't act like a human, you know? She doesn't act like a young girl. She acts like nonsense.
J.K. Rowling nailed that in Harry Potter books. When one of them was hurt, they would like regularly go into the hospital wing and sit there and
just hang out with
you
them,
know, and like they solved the mystery because they stayed with Hermione when she was petrified.
Hermione was petrified.
And then they found the thing and crawled up. She solved the mystery.
Although, to be honest, Harry didn't actually want to go visit her at that point. He was cutting
but Harry's
class.
a selfish, lazy bastard.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what else
so
we've
we
got
should
to
probably
say?
wrap this up because it'll cut. So.
I love the movie though.
I love the movie.
It was well obvious that Han Solo was going to die as soon as he even got cast in the film.
It was so beautiful, that death scene.
Yeah. Really was.
Ren,
and also,
I love you so much.
Also, J.J. Abrams should have won an Oscar for Best Director for this movie.
He should have been nominated.
Like, he should have at least been nominated, and he should have won, in my opinion.
Yep.
It's such a good movie. Like, it's
Kylo should have
so
gotten
much
Best
energy.
Supporting Actor as well, and so should Finn. Finn should have gotten Best Actor.
The filmmaking itself is actually just so creative in this movie too. Like the lighting, you know.
Yeah, it looked great. The look of it would have been so hard to get that authentic feel, and they nailed it. You know. And if they had just applied the changes we have, you know, thought of, it would have been a perfect movie.
Okay. What else have we got to say? Nothing?
I don't have to say anything. You know, apart from, like, just all you people who don't get Kylo Ren, just fuck you.
Okay, that's good ending. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.